You know the answer. And when the telephone calls don't seem to be getting any results, she write me formally. And you know she's a lawyer. So you have to read her letters very carefully. So there is no question that your constituency is challenged with bad roads. I have driven them on many occasions, and I am aware. We have made significant allocations to repair some of your roads. He's a strong advocate for water. And I know, again, that there is a struggle with water in this country. That we broke ground for a massive project that will improve, if not solve, 90% of the water challenges originating from Trelawny, St. James into Westmoreland. And that is the northwestern water heading into Westmoreland. That entire corridor will have water sufficient to supply all the communities along that corridor. That is a massive project that is going to change in a profound way your water situation. But your MP is not only focused on infrastructure. I know young people. And she has put in place several projects to improve your water supply, and we deal with your hospitals, and we deal with the crime situation, which, if I might divert my presentation for a minute, Trelawny has become now one of the most peaceful parishes in Jamaica. For a while there, I was a little bit worried. But the measures that we have put in place, and I commend the police for their work and effort, we have seen crime and violence brought under control. But the point that I was making to you is that as we do all these great things, there is still a sense that they are persons, and as labor rights you confront them almost every day. Their view to you is that something might not go on for you, but not go on for me. In other words, there is a high level of pessimism, not go on. And it shows on our faces, you know, the expression is there. You're driving and you know, I look in the eyes of people. Yes, I look directly into the eyes of people because you know what they say. You know, the eyes are the windows to the soul. So you can know what is going on in the mind by looking in the eyes. And I can see the skepticism that no matter what I say about the road that is being repaired, the water that is being done, the massive amounts of resources we have spent on the police and the crime is going down, what we're doing in healthcare, what we're doing in education, but them, their experience is that nothing is happening for them. That is who I'm going with. The problem with that is that your mother did that before. Your uncle did that before. In other words, electorates through various electoral cycles have always voted many.
Well, yeah, facing
you
him.
need a politics
Just keep that.
that can deliver a benefit for all.
All right. Yeah.
And as your Prime Minister, the government that I administer on your behalf, I always try to ensure that any policy that we put in place for all. And so, for example, we made a policy called the reverse tax credit. And a lot of people here will say, register for your tax and so forth, and you're up to date, and you apply, you get it in your account. But we recognize that there are other persons in the society who also want to get some of the dividends of good government, want to get some of the benefits of a government that's running the country good. Who are not on the PATH program, they are not employed, they are not in school, they are not on the social pension, they might be sick and indigent, and who are looking for something as well from the government. They want to feel like the society creates something for them to benefit. And so we introduced a program called the Solidarity Program. I don't know if every Jamaican must feel that they will not be left out, no matter what. That you and I stand in agreement of a common cause that everybody must be included. And all of you here who are supporters of the party, you can stand with pride to know that you support a government that does not exclude anyone. The program is designed to bring in those people who have a skeptical mind about the system. Because sometimes it isn't that the system doesn't provide, it is that people just don't know. Because right now, we have something called the social pension, where if you're over 75 and you're not under the NIS, you can get every month a check from the government. That never used to happen before. That is as a result of the Jamaica Labour Party government. And believe me, there are some people who say, oh, it's small, it's small. But when it later comes, those same persons, yes, ask for it, make up nice for it, because it's stuff a gap. And over time we're going to improve it as our economy does better. But there are still persons who would qualify for it, but don't know about it. Desperate need in the labor force, but they choose not to be in the labor force. You talk to them, they can't find a job. Nobody don't want to hire them, or they were working on something and then leave the job, or you know, it don't make sense because the bus fare too high, all kind of reasons. But where we are now, we need them in the labor force. So we are giving them this incentive to encourage them to come into the labor force, and then we work with them to find employment. So this is what the solidarity to do, is to know about you. We need to know you, and therefore we are providing an incentive for you to come in and register for the various programs. When we have a full database of all the people who need the help, then we are better able to craft programs continuously to help this specific need. we don't need to do no money pull up and no bad man pull up, but we don't need that. We just come for reason. And when you leave and you go home, you don't have to feel ashamed when your kids ask you. So what are the meeting? Where you going to meet it for? You can tell them what you heard and why they should come to the meeting. We must restore pride to our politics. People must stop looking down at the politics and start to aspire for the politics. Because at the end of the day, even though you come to meeting and people look down on it, the democracy can't work unless you come and stand up here. That is the reality. Development where violence has overtaken interaction, that phase will end under the Jamaican Labour Party government. And we are the people who believe that Jamaica is the superpower island of the world, and we will claim our true destiny as a free, independent, prosperous, peaceful and productive people we were destined to be. God bless you. I love you, Mother.
These are suspects. Carrying a big drum. He's the honorable. He's the man with the plan. The one and only Dr. Andrew Holness. Make some noise. Let me see me. This is the Jamaican Labour Party. Unity. And progress will never let us fall. Stand up for your rights when you hear the bell. Stand up for justice, hear the freedom bell. Remember, Master Man, Jerry serve you well. Stand up, Jamaicans, when you hear the bell. Marching on to victory.